What is up, everyone? I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw. Yeah, we're taking you back. Fantastic Four. Yeah, 108. And this is the Nega Man. I'm serious, not the Mega Man, the Nega Man. Shock, mystery, now, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it gets a little freaky deaky. So I'm gonna explain this right here and now. There's two stories wrapped up in one. So, as you know from the last issue, if you looked at the last issue, this strange man and scientist named Janus jumped into the Negaverse. And this is basically suicide because this is a Lovecraftian universe where all kinds of weird and twisted things happen. All kinds of strange things happen. So yeah, he jumped right into it. Now we're in a flashback, and this is a flashback of an issue that never happened. This took me for a loop and pissed me off too, so I'm just getting that out of the way now. Alright, this ship touches down, this guy gets out, and he introduces himself as the Nega Man. Of course, he's robbing a bank. And he does have an interesting device. It does different things. So he just switches off, and he opens the vault, and there is the ever blue-eye loving thing. Yeah, Benjamin J. Grimm himself, Aunt Petunia's favorite son. And, well, favorite nephew, you know what I'm saying. And Ben's putting away his cash, you know, for a rainy day. This guy comes across him, and of course Ben just gives him a little swat. And this Nega Man's not taking it. He is not taking it. He uses his device and he amplifies his strength. This is what I'm saying. This technology is actually pretty fascinating. He's able to switch back and forth. And of course the Torch ain't having it either. I guess he was going to drop off some money at the bank too. He decides to flame on, you know, try to burn this guy down. And this man is prepared. I got to give it to him. This guy is actually prepared. Using that super strength, he pulls out the vault door. Doesn't stop the Torch though, but he redirects his energy and uses it like a living dynamo, and boom, he knocks him out. I mean, like, he TKOs him. And of course he's asleep. He wakes up, and Thing just basically explains that he clobbered the both of them, and now they're trying to figure out what exactly they're going to do. Reed actually thinks that he knows him, and of course Reed does. I mean, did all these scientists go to the same school? Wow. Anyways, of course this guy contacts him, and him and Reed have a little conversation until he completely freaks out. Like, completely freaks out. Someone's there. He's worried, and boom! And Reed is kind of putting everything together. Like I said, if you give Reed a few pieces of the chessboard, he'll probably beat you. But anyway, Sue wanders in, and of course, he says they're in a town called Midville. But he sends Thing and Johnny out to patrol the town. And Thing and Johnny are just kind of like, why? If you're going to one place, why do we have to go to another? And this is interesting. Torch has somewhat of the same device. I guess it pushes the button to get to their plane. And of course, Ben is driving. Now, a lot of people forget this, but Ben is a premier pilot, and Reed did set the controls for his big hands. That way he would be able to fly. And they do take off in the jet, and as they're flying around, pieces of New York are literally flying up after them. The Nega Man is back. And of course, we're in the present time now, and he can turn back and forth, and Thing's getting a little impatient. He wants Reed to get to the point, because they're just sitting there doing nothing when they could be out there kicking some ass or clobbering somebody. But of course, they go back to the situation where Thing and Torch happen upon the Nega Man, and he's just destroying everything. So this is where they're wondering why. Why? Because they feel that Midville is a wild goose chase because they're busy fighting this guy as he turns their plane into ice. And of course, there's our lovely advertisements. Today, we're brought to you by Super Speed Karate. Yes, you can learn karate too. Wah! Anyways, back to what I was saying. Of course, it gets iced down. Thing sticks out his feet and actually absorbs the impact. The Torch flies out. And there's just a note there saying that they have to surrender their entire treasury or he will destroy them. You know, the typical blah blah, you know, villain note. Signed, Janus, a.k.a. the Mega Man. Nega Man, sorry. It gets confusing. Anyways, Torch and Thing are just wondering what the hell is going on and why did they go to this small town. Of course, Sue turns invisible just for, practical reasons. And they meet the same man. His name is Janus too. He's on crutches. He's hurt his legs. Some kind of injury a long time ago. As another ship touches down, and Janus gets out. And as this guy starts delivering his super villain monologue, Reed reaches out and takes his control. That's it. That's all he does. He just takes his control away from him, and he has no more power. And this is where the Janus, the quote-unquote good Janus, pulls out a gun. And instead of shooting himself, because this man's calling him his brother, he tells him he's not his brother, and shoots him. Now, keep in mind, true believers, that this guy did not murder him. You can't murder what wasn't alive, as he turns into energy. Yes, this guy was experimenting with something called negative energy, and it ended up making a double, a duplicate, an evil duplicate, quote-unquote. And this guy was the one wreaking all the havoc and basically enslaving the other one until he shot him. And this is also the man who ended up experimenting on himself, fixing his legs, and absorbing that negative energy and becoming the thing that he was afraid of the most. This quote-unquote good Janus is the one that jumped into the negativerse, or the negative zone, absorbing all that negative energy onto himself. So Thing thinks we ought to stop him. Reed reaches out and stops him as the alarm goes off for the door to the negative zone. And Annihilus steps out. The Fantastic Four panics. One of their greatest enemies from the negative zone pops out. What are they going to do? How are they going to stop this man? Well, we'll find out the next time, won't we? And I'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah.